Hey, yo, welcome back to the conversation, aka come for the conversation, stay for the laughs. Today we're gonna walk through a lineup and a taper. So we're gonna taper both temple sides and we're gonna taper in the back and we're gonna get them lined up. Let's talk about our problem areas first. As we look at this haircut and everything, we can see that the lining across the front and to the side is fairly natural and everything. So we don't have a whole lot of correcting to do. But what I do want to suggest, is we're still gonna try and create our 90 degrees on both sides, that sharp corner and everything. And what we have to also pay attention to is elevation. So we're slightly, turn for me, slightly higher as you look at him on our right, his natural left, coming back to his right, our left. So that being said, what I would suggest is we start on the higher side, work our way across natural, taking off the least amount as possible to keep it sharp and as natural as possible. Let's go. There we go. Turn towards me. Drop your head down just a little bit. So a lot of people will look at this that are brand new, and this is for the beginners, right? A lot of the master barbers, the barbers that have been doing this for 7+ years, and some of the really, really good ones that have just been doing it for 3 years. You guys already know what I'm about to do. So this isn't so much for you guys, but it's really for the people who want to know how to do this, but are not familiar with how to go about it. So I'm going to tuck in right underneath this, cutting in about an 1/8 of an inch. So you can see what happened here as I cut into that, right? On that 1/8 of an inch, like I spoke, roughly. Now we see where I want to drop in at, right down that center line. Right underneath my corner that I'm trying to create here. And that's literally how we start. If you go this route, it will be very easy. Go in about the 1/8 of an inch. The goal is to create a sharp angle, a 90-degree cut in that hairline. And if you do what I just told you to do, come in, cut in about 1/4 inch, work your way across, work your way from, as you're looking at your blade from right to left, it's easily a rotation. You drop middle finger down for stability, drop in, rotate, drop in, rotate, drop in, rotate, follow your way around. Now we're gonna connect the dots on the other side, okay? Turn towards me. So you can see where, again, where we finished that and where we need to finish that, okay? So I'm gonna start over here and come back there because I can see where I want to end up at. So brush down, make sure your hair is laid down. There's a lot of great products out there that'll help the hair lay down and stay down. I'm not using any of those. This is gonna be a very natural product. If you need those enhancements, use those enhancements because they work and they are great. Today we're not doing that because I just wanna show you what it is. So let's go. Again, 1/4 inch in. Same idea from the opposite side. Drop in and rotate. We're working with the left corner of the blade and rotating to the right corner of the blade. Turn a little bit. You guys can see that work. You can see that drop. And now we're going to drop and cut down, straight down. Then we're going to check our work and make any corrections and necessary adjustments so that we're not wibble wobble or wavy or anything like that in our line up here. Turn towards me. Perfect. Drop down just a little bit. And like I said, we knew we were higher on our left side and everything, but we've done a pretty good job of mirror matching. We got a little bit of an adjustment to make as we go back across, so we're going to make that adjustment. Turn this way again. The adjustment that needs to be made, as I spy with my little eye, is that my corner on my right, his left, needs to come up just a little bit. So now we are mirror matched on both sides and level. There we go. Perfect. Now for our taper, okay? The way I like to run my tapers and everything, I'm going to run about a mid taper, not a low taper, not a too high taper. I'm going to go from the corner of the ear to the top of the temple and just ball that out right now. I laid everything down with a 1.5 blade from Oyster, okay, with the grain. And then I chased that with my Babyliss plastic guard, 1 guard with the grain to finish laying everything down. Same thing, opposite side, crease of the ear to the top of the temple. Create that line, bald it out. So what I'm going to do to get my taper going on here, now that I've done my bald work and everything, is I'm going to go ahead and grab my Babyliss again. And I like the walls. They work on the Babyliss perfect, mirror match. They go together. I'm going to open it all the way up. I'm going to cut and brush down back in place as I go. So up about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. And that's what we're doing. Start with it all the way open and then close it all the way. And that's when we start to see our fade truly come together. I'll do it again on this side a little bit slower. Opened up all the way, going in about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Really, it's right at that 3/4 of an inch. Closed all the way. Chasing that same method, about an 1/8 to a 1/2 now, because I want to be able to show my progression of my fade. And you can see that start to come together here. Now, I'm taking my guard off, opening my Babyliss all the way up. We're going to start to blend that and ball that together in our fade work, starting from the corner back towards the bottom of the ear. We're going in that same initial 1/2 inch. Now I'm going closed all the way, working with the teeth on the left side of my blade, just that corner action, right? Because I just want to take off that bottom weight, that impression of a line. Now I just cocked open about halfway from that fully open line, back to close, back and forth, listen and look. And then within a relatively short time, what you're going to end up with is a nice little taper, like so. Going back to the other side, doing the exact same thing again. Fully open on my Babyliss, going up that same 1/2 inch, using that flick of the wrist. Close, just corner action now. 1/8 of an inch to a 1/2 of an inch. Going into that hard line, making that disappear. Halfway open, going right back into, connect my dots. Brush my work back down. And you can see again, we've created our taper. Like I always say, if you see it, fix it, because your eyes aren't going to lie to you. All right? Same idea. I just didn't like that weight that I was seeing there for my initial transaction. So I put my 1 guard on, opened it all the way up, and just took that weight off. I'm going to go to the other side and check it. And if I am correct, it's mirror matched on both sides, because we work in unison. What we do to the left, we do to the right, and come back and cross to ensure that our work is uniform and looking the same as it should be. I'm moving over. What up, little